Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe you're good-looking, so always looking for and finding the good. You found good in abundance because you tuned in consciously and conscientiously to Eye on Las Vegas with your humble host, Barry Shore, known as the Ambassador of Joy. You notice I didn't say the Ambassador of Joy. It's the Ambassador of Joy. And you tune in consciously and conscientiously because you know in this show, we speak to some of the most interesting, upbeat, fascinating beings on the planet. And that's really what Las Vegas is all about. Now, it's so funny. 2 words, Las Vegas. It's a city. You can go anywhere in the world, and I do. I speak to people all over. And the minute you mention Las Vegas, people say, wow, wide eyes, and say, I want to go there. I want to be there because it's a city of energy. Yes, of course, we have the gaming and all that sort of stuff. It's a place where things are happening. I'm going to give you an insight into the idea of what it's like to be in this kind of environment, which is so bristling with opportunity. If you take the entire population of the city of New York and everything around it, the entire population of Chicago and everything around, the entire population of Los Angeles, California, everybody around you, add them all together, doesn't come up to the number of people that come to through Las Vegas in a year. Over 41 million people come here, and they come here because it's a darn happening place. And I am just so honored today to share with you a really amazing happening being. He's going to really set your mind ablaze with all kinds of opportunity, possibilities, and love. So please welcome wonderful Matt Poechman. Matt, please say hello to 503,822 people around the world.
Hello, Barry. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I love the intro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, it's good to be had, isn't it?
It is.
So here in Eye in Las Vegas, I said, really, it's a friend of mine said this, and it's true. This is like the Tortuga of the 21st century. Now, Tortuga is a reference to, it's a pirate cove in Bermuda. That's where pirates used to hang out. And that's what because this is a place where things happening. And here's a place what we call, it's all about shift. Now, I know because I work with people all over the world, 97.2% of all the people I start to work with, they drop the F and shift and the other stuff happens. So we're going to talk today with Matt, who is a living example of what it means to have what we call mind shift, because everything is about mindset, about the ability to recognize how to live in faith, hope, and infinite possibility. Is that fair to say, Matt?
That's an understatement, Barry.
Okay, let's talk about your background, because it's really important for people to understand that Matt doesn't come to us with a PhD in psychology or some MBA in philosophy or a silver spoon in his mouth. He's born and he's a son of a billionaire. He comes to us from the real deep underbelly of life, which means what?
Born and raised on a family farm and grew up with faith, family, and the pursuit of being more. And that led to a career in law enforcement. And yeah, I grew up blue collar as they come, with having to make my own way right from my early age. I had to buy my own car. I had to take a loan out for college, and, starting the world out with student debt and just going on my own. And I think most people can relate to that, especially in North America. That's just the way it is. And it's tough when you're starting out on your own in life. And I had an amazing career. I'm 40 years old now, but I got into law enforcement when I was 23, and eventually into narcotics, and then some specialized teams, working in national security and surveillance, counterterrorism, and then eventually protection of a nuclear facility on a tactical team. And just an amazing career, working to the bone, overtime shifts, but still lacking, still not finding my true purpose in life, and still feeling like I was missing something in life.
So let's unpack a couple of things here. First of all, moving from the age of 23, right? So it's 23 going into a military type of environment, because that's what police work really is, and dealing with narcotics and surveillance and things like that, I think it's fair to say you see the deep underbelly of the human condition. Is that true?
That's definitely true. Absolutely.
So that in itself is challenging because it could easily overwhelm one, and you could have become morose and cynical, etc. And instead, you chose, even though you didn't realize at the time, you chose to take a, like you said, the more approach to life, that there is something more, and recognizing that working hourly, even though you're getting paid handsomely, let's be blunt, that with overtime and such, it looks good on paper. And yet it wasn't fulfilling either for the soul or your bank account.
No.
So
No.
right. Oh, look at that. No, not at all. In other words, it was the money that got you first, or they were in tandem. However, people recognize that when you're working for a paycheck, then that is not going to bring you what you really want, which is freedom. The whole purpose of money and wealth is only about buying time and freedom. Am I correct?
Correct. Yep.
So when did you make your decision consciously to move away from that which you knew for over 2 decades and say, I'm going to do something else, even though it meant stepping out off a ledge and without a net?
Very much so, jumping off the cliff. Yeah. That's a great question. I think the moment that I had was about 5 years ago with my wife, and we looked at everything that we had. We were having children. We were about to have our second, and I just looked at our life and I thought, 12 years of dedication, 12 years of service to the community, 12 years of breaking my body on night shifts, and we were broke. And I thought there has to be more than this to life, because I see wealth and abundance all around. I see people that have abundance and happiness and time freedom and vacations with their family. And I said, I deserve that. I want that. And I'm going to seek it.
Okay. So I'm so honored to say that we have people listening from all over the world, and especially people who live outside of North America. Almost everybody to a person wants to live in North America. Let's be blunt. This is the area of opportunity. Most other societies are closed in and do not even foster or promote the idea of potential, infinite potential. And you're saying that you're here at this moment in service to the community, doing great work, broke, and seeing all around you that there is abundance. Yeah. So what is it that's going to enable you? Now, I'm going to give credit to your wife here, by the way, because without a wife, it is really difficult to create abundance. That is directly from the Bible. The Bible, the good Lord tells us that a husband and a wife together have the greatest opportunity for wealth. And we're not talking just large numbers in the bank account. We're talking about real wealth, which is family, which is friends, which is the ability to share your knowledge. So here you were, like you said, 5 years together, recognizing, well, what do we do? That's as much us as them. Why can't we have that? So what did you do? What's the first step?
I'll tell you the first step, but I want to say what you just said is one of the biggest things that I think that anyone listening should take away, is that my biggest growth as a human being came from being married to a strong, powerful, loving woman. And I grew more as a man in my life just from being married than anything else in this world. And I owe everything to my wife. And like, I could go on for an hour, but I agree with your statement that the marriage and the sanctity of marriage and how powerful two beings become when they are aligned and they are rooted in love and trust. And there is infinite potential between couples. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you're hearing it from him. I made a statement. He's making it real, because here's the interesting point that Matt and I discussed before he came on. When he made his shift, and again, I'm talking about a mind shift. Remember, keep that F in place. The other stuff happens. And that's what happens if you're working at a paycheck as an employee. So you can, even people who think they're employees really need an entrepreneurial mindset. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, everything opens, no matter where you're living in the world. I know I can prove it because I've worked with people for dozens and dozens of years and helped see people emerge from true poverty. At that point, you told me you were about $70,000+ in debt. And I think that the number today on the plus side is the number 7, but with $1 million after. Is that correct?
Yeah. This week we closed a 32-unit mobile home park and putting us at $7.5 million in assets this week. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's saying, okay, yeah, well, it's easy for him to do it. He's smart and he's rich and he's handsome and he has a wife and kids. What about me? Well, let's give them the inside baseball stuff, Matt, and tell them that it's available to every human being.
It was put in you by your creator. And that's the one thing that I think we all have to learn, is that we have to start from a place of, number one, we need to be open-minded to growth, because a closed mind won't accept any of this information and you'll stay exactly where you are in life. But if you do feel that yearning for more, an open mind is the first place to start. And I always tell our clients, anyone that I've ever coached, is you have to start from a place of belief that your creator put inside of you an infinite amount of ability and potential that you have not even touched. And anything that you've done in your life right now, up until now, has no bearing on what you can do in the future. And once you realize that and you tap into the greater powers of the universe and the greater powers that were actually created within you, you can create anything, right? Anything.
So this is, let's unpack a couple of things you said here. The past, whatever you've done, has no bearing on the future. Hello, that's almost a biblical quote. It's true. Yeah. And that brings to mind what I share with people often is when you begin to internalize, utilize, and leverage the 6 most important words that you'll ever learn, it will make the shift in your perspective very simple. And we're talking about a small shift. The 6 words are: choice, not chance, determines your destiny. How you choose to respond in any given situation will determine your path in life and your trajectory. So here you are, you're with your wife, and you looked at things and you made a choice.
Yep.
You weren't stranded. You made a choice. What are we going to do, honey? We're going to do something.
The choice was, I'm sick and tired of a life of mediocrity, a life where I felt enslaved to a job where I was not appreciated, a job where I could not get promoted, a job that gave me just enough to pay my bills. And I was not okay with that. I said, I live one life and this is it. You're telling me that this is all I get to do is show up to work and beg for a week off. I'm not doing this anymore. And that decision led to, let's start educating. Let's get mentors. Let's find the resources, because the resources are all out here for all of us to take hold of. They're all here. All the resources we could ever need are at our disposal, Barry. But it's a choice on whether we want to use them or not. And so I made a decision. I'm going to educate. I'm going to take a program. I'm going to get a mentor. And the second that I did that, we learned about real estate and real estate investing. And I got my first property. And then I hit a wall because, again, we had little to no money. And I thought, you know what? We got one. It's just not enough. I can't retire. I don't have enough cash flow, but I want more. I still know that in my being.
Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Everybody's on the edge of their seat. They want to know what's more. We'll come right back after this brief message. Don't go away. We got more Matt on the other side of this brief message. We're here for you. Don't go away.
What if you could shop at your favorite local stores, swipe your current credit card and get extra cashback rewards? And what if you could also have donations sent to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you? What if this amazing program was absolutely free and very simple to set up? Well, What If is here. Welcome to Einstein Cares, where your everyday shopping gives you and your favorite cause extra money. It's fast, It's easy and effortless.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. We found good in abundance. Our cup runneth over with good. You're listening to wonderful Matt Poechman. And Matt is taking us from the brink of despair, working all this time, trying to get a week off, just barely paying the bills, in debt, until he and his wife took the first step in life, which changes everything. We say life is a 3D experience. The first D is decision. When you made your decision that there is more and you're going to go for it, everything changed. Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything changed. You make the decision that you're not going to stop, that you're going to go after a life of more, that you're going to explore and find the resources that you need to create the life that you want, the life that you know that you deserve, the life that you see other people living and attaining, that it's attainable. It's not reserved for any one person or group, that you can actually go out and have anything that you want. And if you make the decision to go for it, well, those resources and tools may not be there immediately, right when you need them, but you have to endeavor. And as you do it, those things come to you. And it's been the most insane journey, the most crazy part of our life, and the story that we get to tell. And I'm so blessed and thankful. And I just live in total gratitude that I get to wake up every day. I have life in my body. I have the ability to go and I get to help other people. And I really, truly think when you get to a place in your life where you realize that the world and the reason that you as a being were created is to actually add value to other people, that's when life begins. That's truly when life begins, because the self is dead. And when the self dies, that's when you truly find happiness and fulfillment.
This is so biblical. It's so wonderful because it's so true. You see, the word truth is a great acronym. It stands for total reliance upon the highest. And what Matt is telling us is that it's all there. You have it. You cannot not have it. If you are a human being that's alive, by definition, you have it because you were created by the Creator who's infinite, and therefore you're a spark of the infinite. It's not possible not to have what Matt is talking about, which means abundance is your birthright. It's a matter of you just making the decision, making a shift. By the way, I came up with an acronym for your name during the break. Can I tell you the acronym? Would you like it?
Please. Yeah.
So Matt, M-A-T-T, stands for Mindset Attracts Total Transformation.
Oh, that's Barry. You know what? That's crazy. Our program is called Transform. The one that we do.
I didn't know. See? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. We're talking here about the law of attraction. Now, it's interesting because when people hear the word law, they tend to think of a police car with a spinning top, well, like you, something constricting, right?
Yeah.
In our world, law is an acronym. It stands for love awakens wisdom.
Mm.
See, because everything in the law of attraction is built around love and wisdom, and they attract one another. So when you live in a world of attraction, that's how abundance comes to you. Like you said, every resource is there once you made that decision, and you have the discipline and the determination. We call it the 3D. Life is lived in 3D. Decision, discipline, and determination. So tell us, what is it about the Transform program? I didn't know that. That you're doing. Give us an example. You mentioned somebody to me before we started. Tell us about a success story in your program.
Yeah, I had a police officer, funny enough, who came to me through our network in real estate, who was working as a SWAT officer, but again, similar position to me in life, where he had 3 kids, he was working shift work, he felt drained, he felt overwhelmed, he felt unfulfilled, he was short with his kids, he felt he wasn't present with them, he was escaping reality with Netflix and video games, and he wasn't getting ahead in life. And when him and I connected and I started coaching him, he had an immediate shift in his life. He was so open-minded to receiving the material of learning the laws, the law of receiving, the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and learning how to totally transform the way that he thinks about everything in his world. And when he did that, he retired in 4 months and completely changed his whole life. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So he didn't just retire in 4 months, and I think that's a monumental, I guess, moment in his life. But the real shift came from when he would call me up and he would tell me, Matt, I just have to thank you because my wife has said that I'm a different person. I'm kind, I'm soft, I'm present. He's like, I used to wake up from night shifts and I was grumpy, moody, tired, and I allowed that way of physically feeling to dictate my thoughts. And that set up a horrible vibration, and I wasn't present for my kids. And he goes, I have learned so much from you, and now I am such a better father. I spend time with my kids at any moment. I drop the phone. I put everything away. I'm present, and I am so happy and fulfilled. That to me is the transformation. Forget about the real estate. Forget about the policing. Nothing else matters. The fact that he shows up every day as a better father and husband is worth the world.
So I wrote down, I love what you mentioned. This fellow, you said his name was Tim. He was doing what you call shift work. Now, again, most people, they drop the F in shift. And that's what he was involved in. It wasn't shift work. It was the other kind of work.
Yeah.
Because it was affecting his entire being.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that once you're exposed in the most positive way we're talking about, once you're exposed to goodness and abundance and gratitude and generosity and goal setting, the mind can't go back. It can't constrict anymore. Once the consciousness is there. So I mentioned to people oftentimes, especially now because you gave us the opportunity, is that this show has nothing to do about Matt. Great guy that he is. Or Barry. Oh, what a fellow. This show is all about you. You becoming the best you. And in the world today, there's so much information out there. You didn't come here just for information. There's just so much of it. You didn't even come here for inspiration, which is very nice. You know, listen to Matt, listen to Barry. It's great, wonderful. You know what happens with inspiration? It's like Chinese food. In a few hours, you'll be hungry again. This show is all about the T word, transformation. Because once you transform your being and your mindset is shifted and you're working with Matt and his coaching program or whoever you choose, everything is open to you. It's all given. It's yours. And it doesn't matter if there is another 500,000 people doing it. There's plenty of room because this is the world created by the infinite. Okay, so let's double into our infinite potential. Oh, by the way, that guy, I think you told me, how is he doing now economically? Being a nice guy?
Yeah, he's since leaving policing, he's moved his family from Portland all the way to Arizona, and he's delved into real estate investing, and he has a $45 million building under contract in Tampa. So yeah, his life has completely changed.
So we're highlighting the successes. You know why? Because that's what this is all about. It's about you becoming you the best. Am I right on that, Matt? It's about them.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to pour into your listeners to help spark something. I want to touch the life of someone who's listening right now. I want to be able to have my words resonate inside of their being right now. And it has that shift where they say, I'm going to do something today and I'm not going to live like this anymore.
And by the way, everything you want to know about Matt and his program, it's all in the show notes, show notes, hello, right below. I don't know what that is. And again, I urge everybody to follow us on, I'm supposed to put a banner up. I didn't do it yet. Okay. Everybody share this with 5 people, this podcast right now. You do that. You want to do it with 50 or 100, it's up to you, but at least 5. That way we'll touch 2.5 million people around the world. Like us on Spotify and Apple. It just makes everything that much better. It's everybody's advantage for you to share. SHARE is a wonderful acronym that stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy.
Ooh, I like that.
It's we have just another minute for you to inspire everybody with something that I'd like you to share, either from purpose, faith, or infinite potential. In 1 minute, can you give us an encapsulation of something that you would want to make sure that everybody here hears?
Yeah. I found that the true key to finding your fulfillment in life and happiness, true happiness in life, is when you can align and find your purpose in life with everything that you do every single day. So if you have a purpose and you know what it is, it needs to be aligned with your actions, your goals. Those need to be aligned. And when you do that, you will find fulfillment. And when you realize that you have an infinite potential within you, there are no more limits. And that's going to actually change how you move in your environment and allow you to push past your comfort zone, push past fear and doubt, so that you can follow your purpose. Because many people know, okay, maybe I feel like I should be doing this, but I don't have the money. I don't know how. What if I fail? There's always these limited beliefs. And when you actually are able to move past those, when you realize your infinite potential is within you and you can achieve anything, you move past all those limiting thoughts. And that's when you can truly follow your purpose. And that's where the fulfillment in life comes from. And for everyone, it's different, right? For some people, it's volunteering. For some people, it's inspiring. For some people, it's writing books or running a podcast. It's different for everyone, but whatever that purpose is, it should fill you with such fulfillment and happiness and joy that you become the best version of yourself so that you can pour into the lives of others. And that's the key. And then it's just waves and waves of fulfillment that's truly what life is all about. It's not about the house. It's not about the car. It's not about your reputation. It's not about any of that. It's about how you can pour into the lives of others.
And I'm going to share with you this, and then ask you 3 quick questions. Joy is a wonderful acronym. Would you like to hear the acronym for joy?
Yeah.
Journey of you.
Mm.
That's what you just said. Okay, I'm sorry to say these words, wonderful Matt. Our time together is coming to a close. I have 3 quick questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, will you come back again?
Of course.
Oh, very good. Number 2, okay. Number 2, Matt Poechman, what is your most fervent desire? And you have only 80 seconds to answer this.
To see every single human being realize that life is not about serving yourself, and it is about serving others. That's where true abundance, happiness, and fulfillment comes from.
Service, the essence of success in life.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, may I give you a hug in front of 508,927 people around the world?
Of course.
Let me tell you what HUG stands for. Heartfelt, unlimited giving. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Remember, you're listening to High in Las Vegas. Share this with 5 people that you love, and so we'll touch millions of people around the world. Like us on Apple and Spotify. And a blessing from Matt and Barry. Go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference. Matt, don't go away.